Let me hear you say pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da. Crazy at this thing called love, just what I've been dreaming of. I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. That's why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever. You be my one and only lover. Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. Today is Saturday, June the 3rd, 2023. Another day for us. Now, my show today will focus on Professor Alaric Tokpa. I'm sorry I don't have a picture of him right now. I try to get it, and I will run it behind time, man. After listening to his interview this morning with the Spoon Talk, I try to get a picture of him to bring up. But many Liberians are familiar with Professor Alaric Tokpa. So let me bring my correspondent in from Liberia, Mr. Samuel Wilcott. Sam, how you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Raw. It's a wet Saturday in Liberia this morning.
Yes, it's raining, huh?
Yeah, from last night, still raining.
Sam, did you have a chance to see that interview with Alaric Tokpa?
Yeah, I was going through it a few minutes ago. But you see, the progressives have been a problem for this country. The progressives, what I know.
First of all, Sam, do you know Professor Alaric Tokpa?
Yeah, I know Larry Tokpa from university.
Tell what you know about him.
Oh, he's been in a struggle for some time from the 70s as a student leader at the university. You know the student vanguard movement, and he's one of the progressives that was with Baga Matthew. Now the Gongo that got a broom and other guys. So he's been a radical person long time ago,
Since Tokpa time.
since Tokpa days.
Okay.
You know, he's been in politics for a very long time from his youth,
So what's your
and
opinion?
he's now he used to be a former professor at the University of Political Science Department.
So what's your opinion about him?
Well, for me, Alaric, the name Alaric took by the progressive those days cannot even help Liberia. So Alaric crossing over to Boakai, maybe he just on a job. But for me, they got no more strategy, no more idea to help improve the life of the people. I heard him talk about improvement. You've been in the struggle for years. You even help to bring on board or somebody do, and they all help to bring on board or child stealer. And you saw Bacchus Matthew with George. So the whole group, this native, Congo thing. So the entire progressive group they supported we are. But we
You
are
know,
yes, but we are did not get any credence. That's why some of them left and went abroad.
for
But
for
Larry was here.
for most of my viewers who don't know the crux of what we're talking about, last night Mr. Alaric Tokpa, Professor Alaric Tokpa was a guest on the Spoon Talk internet TV show. And I had a chance to listen to him. I wanted to record some of the things this morning, but after listening to him, I decided not to record it and repeat it because I just didn't feel it was necessary. Because one of the main questions they asked him, he talked about change in our country, how we need to change and stop using the same old people. Then he voted for boycott. So
Hmm.
one of the correspondents or the panelists on the show, James Goody, asked him, say, "Oh, but you say you tired with the old people, then you're going to vote for boycott again?" So he gave some kind of flimsy answer. None of us could understand it, So Goody was left in suspense. So he said, "Could you repeat that?" He said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not going to repeat that." So finally, he gave some kind of answer as to why he's supporting boycott. He said boycott has been not being involved in anything, blah, blah, blah. And he told the CPP from the beginning that the coalition was going to fail and all of that. But like most Liberians right now, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice
Hmm.
to vote for. We're stuck between the rock and the hard place. All the people there have been people who have been ruling our country forever. Even Alec Cummings, though he hasn't ruled, we know now that Ellen Johnson said it. So this is another person that she want to make president. We know what she did to our country with George Weah. You see, and as long as Ellen Johnson Sally behind Alexander Cummings, it's a problem for him too. So we're caught between the rock and the hard place, so he doesn't know who to rather vote for. So he go with Joe Boycott and all of us, and he's saying that but he couldn't give a good answer as to why he going with Joe Boycott. But later on, he came to say Boycott wasn't involved with this and that and that and that. But you see, first of all, Alaric Tokpa, that's a problem. He's a professor and a political scientist in our society. his way of conveying his message to the people is problematic. People can't understand. People can't really grasp his idea of thinking. For the common man, yeah, maybe the university has a question to clarify more and more, but for the regular Liberian students, I encourage you all who haven't seen that interview to go on the internet to Spoon TV and listen to that interview, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I mean, a lot of theory. It's all about theory. He was discussing theory.
Even it's about theory. For your theory to be understood by the common man, we don't understand you.
It's kind of difficult, yes.
When
That's like a problem.
Conveying yourself to the common people, how will you get your message across? His message wasn't even coming across to me. Because with the first aspect, he talked about the problems in our country. These are some of the same people that perpetrated the crime in our country. Then he goes to tell us again, who can do better than me? Who did better than Sawyer? Who did better than have you all given people a chance to do anything better than you rogues? Sawyer been there. Who has been there better? Who has had the opportunity to lead the Liberian people other than Sawyer for the past 50 years? Look at the people have held our country hostage. From the Civil War to today, he's saying that who can lead Liberia better than Sawyer, than Famula, than him?
But those are a group.
We got plenty of people that can lead Liberia better than them.
So they're progressive. They want to damage this country.
And they're still sitting over the country. Then they tell us who can lead the country better. Are you people giving us a chance? Have they given us a chance? I can lead my country better than Sawyer. What Sawyer know? Sawyer sat in Liberia when I was a student in college. He sat in Liberia as professor at the university and mayor of Monrovia and telling us that he didn't know the situation in Liberia was shaky. That's why he was attacking Tokpa. And you want me to believe that? Since Tokpa time, the Congo people have been a minority. The issue in Liberia has already been Congo and country. The Congo people government has ruled for over a century. The indigenous people in the majority. We have fought wars. We have fought wars in Liberia. Before the 1990 war, before wars. Now you want to tell me as a political teacher, as a political science teacher, you didn't know that the system in Liberia was weak? That way he tried to tell us when he came to America in Rhode Island, he tried to tell us in 1990 when the coup happened, or 1980, he was professor at the University of Liberia. He was mayor of Liberia. And he was telling us in Rhode Island that during that time he was immature. He didn't know Liberia was shaking.
Oh, the Sawyer.
Sawyer. That's why he was telling us.
So irresponsible. He's trying to bypass the truth because they damage his country.
Yeah, he can't justify that you were young. They didn't know what they were doing, and they went against Tokpa. And that what led to the coup. I was telling you, I said, no, you can't be that young, you stupid fool. You can't be that young. I was in college at that time, and I knew what y'all were doing was wrong. Because y'all were showboating. And because Tokpa were weak, and the system had existed for so long, y'all had the upper hand over him. He didn't treat y'all like Tokpa. And that Tokpa finished lining the bucket up and flocking them for good. But Tokpa would play with them. You know, Tokpa was a real democratic leader who wanted to change the country. He wanted to change the country, But look, I didn't get any chance. They saw his weakness and they took advantage of it to overthrow him. They took advantage of it. Because Tokpa was not as ruthless and wicked as Totman. Is that what Totman? All the buckers be gone, man. They be disappeared. They be better, you know. But life, you talk about cool and things. You know, that what made us piss off with Tokpa. You know, Tokpa won't change the country. But then he won't pacify and play with these boys who came to kill him. And putting all of us in danger. You know? And thank God I was sensible enough never to serve in any security force on a Tokpa. You know, I sat with my father at the UOAU, but I wasn't a PRO and all the thing going to report to NSA. I wasn't into that. And the only thing that saved me too, man, people going to report people to NSA.
Yeah.
The same old thing for Totman. But you know, one thing Alaric Tokpa is right about, we got to change the system. We got to change the system. He talked about reviewing our constitution. Yes, we need to review our constitution because there are certain things in our constitution too similar to American constitution and it's not working effectively in Liberia. It's not working. So we really got to review our constitution and see what really works in Liberia and what is a waste of time. We can't take everything from the American Constitution and put it in our Constitution. We can't take everything from the old Constitution and put it into our Constitution. Our Constitution needs to be reviewed. And not only is the immunity, the money that going to paying government officials and all these statutory laws that need to be looked at. But when we look at review our Constitution and set it up right the way we really want to set up our Constitution, we think our Constitution should run for Liberia. Our Constitution got to be able to fit into the Liberian society. All our laws got to be for Liberia. It can't be for America. It can't be for China. It can't be for Russia. Everything in our Constitution, we got to be able to enforce. We got to be able to punish people for violating. We got to be able to teach our people, make it simple. The same thing I'm talking about Alaric Tokpa. He's a political scientist, but he's not clear in his teaching. You know, he went to school in Ghana and all of that. So the ideals of teaching different from ours. That's why he's not clear. You know, you got to be ready up there to understand him. You got to be educated to understand what he's saying.
At that level, yeah.
Yes, you got to be at some level of education because you can't break it down for the common man. So that's why he got to stay in a university. He said he's the head of some national democratic coalition. But if you can't explain yourself in a common, simple manner, how can you lead people in this society we got that is so illiterate? You know, people will misunderstand you. People will
you must know the audience before you can speak. You know that level. You gotta know the level.
Yeah, but you see, but our people, our whole, you know, our people clap for people when they sound, they think that they're talking big book, and they sound impressive. But as a leader, you want the people to understand what you're saying. You don't care about impressiveness. You're not there to impress the people. You're there to lead the people. And to lead the people, you want to get the message to them as clear and as simple as it can be. Because you don't want no ambiguity. You don't want people to be confusing your message. Say, oh, I think Chesson said this. I think he meant this. Or I think, no. You see, that's why when you're political scientists teaching the people, you have to be able to bring the language down to the people where they will understand it. Now, when Alaric Tokpa talked about why he support Joe Walker, none of us will understand it. refused to talk.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and I answered the question again. But later on, he came on and answered. But when he spoke first, it wasn't clear. I might say you go on that page, you go to front page Africa, Spoon TV
Spoon.
news, you see my comment. I said this is answer and James Goodyear question because James Goodyear asked him, why are you supporting Borka now when Borka is part of the old order? And you said we should change from the old order. What made Borka now, after serving on the LA and all of that, what made he different now than he was there 6 years ago?
But Baga said I want to do it too as minister. Yeah.
But Borka from the old order, that was good.
Yeah.
He said, you see him, he said Borka, what again, we are, LA, all of them from the old order. But he voted for Borka. So Goodyear wanted to know if he voted for Borka, what made Borka different from LA then than he would be now? And he gave something a flimsy answer. None of us could understand. We said, what? Even Goodyear couldn't understand it. Then he said he's not answering again. He said, I'm not answering. Because he couldn't answer the question. What made Borka different now? Is Ellen bad? All the people from the old order bad? Even Weir is bad. He's obsolete. What made Borka go for them? He couldn't talk. But right now, all of us in Liberia, we are caught between a rock and a hard place, man.
Mm-hmm.
We have no leaders to choose from. We have no leaders. Borka isn't a good choice. He's not. Alec Cummings isn't a good choice. He's not. Maybe Gongolo is, but Gongolo does not have the personality, man.
Mm-hmm.
To be a leader, you got to have the personality and appeal.
Yes, sir.
Gongolo doesn't have that. You know, he doesn't have that. His appeal is just as bad as George Weah. George Weah only got appeal because he played football. But George Weah has no appeal. And appeal is charisma. You know, where the people gravitate towards you.
Mm-hmm.
They like you. You know,
They admire you. Yeah, you know.
You bring you exude something. You know, it doesn't have to be skills. It doesn't have to be knowledge. It's just that leadership quality in you. You exude it. Gongolo doesn't have that. You know, coming from the old order, Borka from the old order. We caught between a rock and a hard place, so we gotta go for the best choice. But
between we and Baga should be though he's not, you know, as people we expect, but he's better than we are, so it's better we go for him.
Yeah, but I said Borka, we go for the rock and a hard place, so we gotta go for Borka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the best choice we have right now. But you know, it's sad because all our choices are of leaders, man, from the past. You know, even Cummings not new. Cummings got Ellen Jones and Sally behind him. He's not new. So he's a stooge. You know?
The Cummings come to power, the same old order.
But that's why I tell you he's a stooge.
He's gonna bring all Ellen boys on board.
And she had to come down from her old crippled chair to come down to solve problem between normally and whether ability. That's a serious problem, man. That's a serious and Cummings' choice of ability. Ability is not a good example for Liberia. Ability has been involved in crime from top of time.
That was his father.
Yeah.
His father was deported from here to Ivory Coast.
His father.
Yeah, his father.
But that is him whose ability there.
Yeah, that is him that junior there. So
all of that
is that criminal behavior.
Yes. You know, all of them in the gas business.
Yes.
That's where your father was too in the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Gas missing. They see gas problem, there's other Musa ability, and they take him. So they're not Liberian, they deported him to Ivory Coast.
Yeah, Ivory Coast, yeah. Musa Brede's father. In trouble with administration. He was sent to Ivory Coast.
Oh,
For the scene he was cheating and crook and things like
we
yeah.
can send one to Ivory Coast too.
See that?
We can send one to Ivory Coast too.
Oh yeah, but although you were born here,
FIFA will be happy.
but
They
background from Ivory Coast.
from FIFA. They didn't make ability, coming us to lead us. You see,
Yeah, his father came out. His father came out Ivory Coast.
how can we support America Cummings? You go take a criminal ability and go put him in power to lead us. Ability is not a right man. You see, Cummings too confused. He's surrounded with criminals. Ellen Johnson, Sally,
Yes, sir.
what's ability? All these people, I will support you now.
We're back. We're
Even go get our fan gear to fool us. Huh? Charlene fine, but
no, she's not up to the task. She's not even mature. Her approach, not
even she up to the task. Musa ability more up to the task than Charlene. Give me a break, man. All the people in our government up to the task more than Charlene. You said some. When people talk about up to the task, throw that shit in the toilet. Yeah, who up to the task better than Charlene? Don't throw that in, man. So I'm not even talking about Charlene. I talk about the criminals he got around him. Charlene better than anybody you could bring, man. Charlene got a degree. Charlene is educated. She got conscience.
but she dumped herself in the mud
Wow.
with Cummings and Benedict. Because Cummings inside, I mean, he's not free from corruption. See the framework document, that CPP document.
The women
They finger and they play with it, that's corruption.
Yeah. The women in our society are not independent. Not because Ellen Johnson said it, that was Ellen Johnson said it failed. Because she tried to pull her hat where her hand can't reach. She tried to control Liberian men. And Liberian men have not reached a stage where a woman can really control them. Women have excelled in our society because the president has supported them. All the presidents supported Randall Jackson. What's her name? Randall Brooke Jackson.
Angie
Brooke Jackson. She rose to prominence because the president supported her. The president backed her. If the president backed her, who will say no? Who fool to say no on a Tokpa and Tokpa? Nobody fool to say no. But for a woman to rule Liberia as a woman, you gotta be more than a woman. You see, and that's what Ellen Johnson really tried to be.
That's what brought Ellen Boy.
It couldn't work. She was too ambitious. She wanted to lead Africa. Now she got the name, title, and everything, but the country is dead. The international people love her and all of that, but look at our country, man. The country is totally dead. It's bankrupt.
But that is why Baga said they squander opportunities. When they were in power, when he was vice president, they squander opportunities. Because the opportunity Ellen had, if she was somebody real that really want to help Liberia, she should have done more.
Ellen could only do so much and no more, Sam. The men will not allow her. Liberian people, huh? Liberian people can be stubborn and hard-headed too. That's why she brought her children. Because she wasn't successful in doing some of the things she wanted to do. She couldn't control the country, but she wanted to control the country. And most of the people who were with her, they had conflicts too. Why you think all those guys left? First time, look, I made it 15,000. They stole that part of the money and they checked out. You see the guy Chube, they stole. All of them rich. and check out. They left Ellen Johnson there. They said, man, you handle this thing, because they know Ellen Johnson could not make the kind of changes that were necessary for the country. The indigenous men will not let her. So any woman think they come in to lead our country, all the women talking about leading our country, that because the educated men allowed them to rise to prominence. That denying our indigenous society. Denying, look at the help they get Joe Howard. Joe suffer on a Joe Weir. Didn't get her no money, didn't get the punishment. She was there to collect tools. Those guys don't respect women. The African culture. To them, women that property, you know that it hasn't changed. In our traditional society, women are property. They are not equal to men. No matter how they get educated and they come in their minds, they treat women like property. They talk women in that kind of way. They have no respect for women, no regard for women. So how they would take women and make women big shot? You just there as a stooge. You mess up, they will move you and disrespect you. You see? And Ellen knew that. Ellen Johnson said he knew that. You think the boss give a damn about Ellen? And they were told in casket and all those things. What CDC didn't do to Ellen? Now they can't tolerate the same thing. They did to Ellen. They can't tolerate people doing it to her. But she had no choice. She had to tolerate it. Because she was a woman first of all. Damn about her. You know, they said enough is enough. And all the indigenous people that were in her government left after the first term. Why do you think she brought her children in? And they couldn't trust nobody. She couldn't trust nobody to implement her governmental programs. So she brought her children in, which made it worse. Because when you bring your children in now, then you're treating our country like your personal property. The same thing Alaric Tokpa said. That these people treat our country like their personal property. They treat our government like their personal government. When you start putting your children in government positions or our money and things like that, or our national security, then you're really disrespecting our constitution. You're telling our constitution is toilet paper. And that's what Ellen did to us. And you see, Sam, that what got me so perplexed. That Liberian people would sit down and kill Tokpa, a 13 government official, for nepotism. And this woman come and pour her children over our finance, over our central bank, something Tokpa that never did. He put a brother there, yeah. Steve was qualified. Steve Tokpa was a world millionaire. People didn't talk about Steve Tokpa. People were qualified. We thought Steve was going to bring money into the country because he was a millionaire. International player. His fishing company in Liberia alone were worldwide. The Maserado Group of Company were worldwide. The head office was in London. So when Tokpa made Steve Tokpa Minister of Finance, it was perplexing. But people looked to Tokpa to bring more money. They said, yeah, this guy's a multi-millionaire. He's international traveler. He built a company from scratch into a worldwide company. This guy will bring money to the country. And Steve could have brought money in the country, but the money he wanted to bring in the country was not the kind of money we needed, man. He wanted to bring gambling money. You know? And you know that
mafia money, gambling money is mafia money.
Not only that, it breaks the society down, man. People start gambling, they check. The whole gambling thing is a fraud. It's to deceive people. You know, you play for 10 years, then one day you win $5,000, you happy. Well, what happened to all the money you've been playing over the 10 years? How much cash you lost over 10 years of playing? You don't know. But you hit one jackpot and you happy. And if the jackpot not in the millions, you just might as well just hang it up. Because you been playing for 5-10 years, every year you win $2,000, $3,000, then you rejoicing. Oh, I went to the casino, I hit last night. How many you hit? Oh, my wife got 2,000, I got 1,000. But you've been playing for 6 years, man. You've been paying $100, $200 every day for 6 years. And you just hitting. What happened to all the other money you paying? You make nothing. You ain't get over. You lost. The company be getting your money. And that's why we didn't want that gambling to come to Liberia. You see, and Steve Tokpa was so sure that the Liberian people are going to go for it. He went and told the mafia and guaranteed it. But it wasn't Tokpa that kicked against it. It wasn't the government that kicked against it. It was some people that they never anticipated. You know who kicked against it, right? Who?
I said, no, I don't know.
The churches.
Okay.
All the religious people kick against it. All the big churches, the pastors kick against it. Tokpa had to kick against it. Because when all the churches kick against it, all the pastors say it's against our societal norm and everything, you know it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So Tokpa had to come and kick against it himself. And when he kicked against it, that means Steve Tokpa had disappointed the mob. He took their money and could not deliver. Steve had to go. So we don't know how Steve died. Steve's death is mysterious.
Plane crash.
Yeah, they say he plane crashed, but there were many stories to why and how his plane crashed.
Yeah.
So that's just it, you know. But over the years, we've really lost, man. Our country has lost.
But Liberia has been a country for me. It has been very contradictory because though killed Tokpa and said the Tokpa was corrupt with all the charges, and when they came, it was worse. Till the two came, people.
Yeah, give me a break, man.
Yeah.
How would high school dropout come and say something and you believe it?
Yeah, I'm saying you saw the masses behind him. They have come.
We are in a state of being ruled by illiterate people. From door time to the day, we're still being ruled by illiterate people. Ellen Johnson was just us. She did us bad. Ellen Johnson came and she didn't do anything to change our country.
I was saying now, she couldn't correct. She said she couldn't correct. You know what the people have spoiled in the past.
She robbed our country, made her family rich, and turned our country over to an ignoramus. Put our country back where we were in 1980, right back where we were in 1985. So she started a war just to make herself the first female president of Africa. That's what Ellen brought our war for. So eventually we made her the first female president because there were no other leaders. We made her the first female president. She came in there. She couldn't do what she promised us. She told us bomb the mansion and our building in 3 days. She couldn't do. She was not Jesus Christ. She couldn't do it. She didn't have no miraculous power. Then she feels so bad to lead us and to cover her tracks. She gave our country to a dummy. A pure dummy. Dummy that runs up and down the field in short trousers with football boots and shoes. That a man and woman gave our country to, man. A man whose profession is to run up and down the field in short trousers. She gave our country to that man. Then
And the man made her ashamed.
How did man, come on, man, Sam? Why you don't talk like that, man?
But the man made her shame.
The
The
man
man made
said,
her
tell me
shame.
how the man will make us shame. What the man
The
want?
why she had to go?
You
Why
get the
she left the
country,
man now?
you get a country to a dummy, you expect the dummy to, she didn't expect George Weah. George Weah made her proud. He do
But
it. He do it
you heard
what she knew he would do.
what President said
Huh.
that they felt because he played football and he was well known in the world, so they felt that he would have attracted enough investment because the contact outside. So maybe Ellen thought the same way. She thought because he played football, he was in Europe and other places, he
There's
would have
no
brought
way.
friends.
There's no way. I didn't quit. I thought that way. All of us who live on the salmon do and know what an uneducated man can do to our country. Knew off the bat that we are bad choice for our country. There is no way under the sun a high school dropout can do anything good for your country. There's no way. No way. No way. Leading people to is too complex. It's too complex, Sam. Just leading people. Yeah, I am today. Sometimes I sit down and just shake my head while I think about leading people, man. Some people say, Chester can't do that. I said, no. I want it. You ever see people run away from power? Because when you're really dedicated to doing things for people, you don't want work foolishly, Sam. Right now, you call me to work in Liberia. I got to pick and choose what I want to do because I don't want to hurt my head. I'm a patriot. I'm a professional. I'm not coming to do things that will break up and fall down 10 years from now. No. I'm coming to break the first thing that will last probably 1,000 years. I'm a professional. I will not take any kind of job that I know will give me high headache. Why you tell me in Liberia now? Looking for a job and then no, Sam. That's too much headache for me. I believe in what I do. Even when I work in the prison, I believe in what I did. I didn't do it for the job alone. I believe in it that we should keep prisoners in jail to be rehabilitated. I believe in it. That's why I never went to the jury. I never did jury duty. They knew never to call me. They know not to call me in Rhode Island. Because as soon as they come, I say, you call me, that man going to jail. You go to jail. He go to jail. Don't call me a correction. You criminal, you go to jail. He guilty off the bat. You know how many times they write me for today? I work in correction. He guilty. They don't. I'm prejudiced. I got a prejudice even so. You do the charges and send them to me. Let me punish them. But don't I will not put my hands up. Don't come to me, jury. You know how many times they write me? Every time they write me, I told them I just read that I work in correction. He's guilty. They would never call me back. They ain't gonna call me back. What I'm gonna do jury for? I ain't gonna do jury. You know? Because you know how many people just lie to us in the law enforcement. You know about law enforcement, Sam. People just lie on bullshit. They think it's stupid. You know? So you know when you're talking to people and investigating things, everybody tell you the truth. You know, everybody got something to say. Nobody guilty. That will make your job to decipher the truth, discern the truth from the falsity. Or else you can't get the truth. You put innocent people in jail because Joe Bro is you know. So and there are many ways of detecting criminals, man. So you know that's why it's up to you to do your job. And our country can't go on like that. We can get people who can do their jobs. We get people who love our country. People who don't want money. who love Liberia more than money. Right now, all the people we got love themselves more than Liberia. So when you love yourself, nobody say you can't love yourself. Don't get me wrong. You know, the first order of the world is to love yourself. Okay? But when you are given a responsibility, a place in a job where you have a duty of trust, that means you keep your money. You got to care for other people. You have that kind of responsibility. That's your watch. That's your watch. People get sick under your watch. People die under your watch. Money get missing under your watch. That's your watch. It's on you. It's on you. Everybody want to come to America. I remember last time. Everybody want to come to America. In America, it's not easy. It's not like Liberia. You take people's job. You can just fool around and do things and that. You can't do that. You can't do that. I remember one day we were working. They hired this Nigerian boy, my buddy, man. My buddy come to me one day. He said, "Hey, Chess, what's up, Chess?" I said, "What's up, my man?" He said, "It's break time. Let's go drink beer." I said, "Beer?" I said, "You drink beer during break time?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Don't let the people catch you." I said, "They catch you, you lose your job. You may go to jail too." He said, "What are you talking about? We don't do the thing in Africa. Well, we can." I said, No, that's Africa. They're going to not Africa. You in the people's security job, you go for a drink, you go drink beer and go drink whiskey and all the kind of things, you come back on the job. They will jail you. He said, "Man, don't tell me that kind of thing, man." I said, "They will jail you."
So he took Africa. I mean, America to be Africa.
Yeah, he did that. America. He can't. He said, "Hey, buddy, let's go have some beer." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, let's go have some beer." I said, No, buddy, you can't drink beer doing these people jobs." He said, "Yeah, just one bottle of beer." I said, "No, not even one bottle of beer. They smell it on you. You go on picking." He said, "No, man. Nobody will buy gum." I said, No. You can't do that, picking. I said, "This job, you got to be alert." Oh, man. But every time I think on that day, I see you now, I laugh. You retired and all of that. But every time I see you, I laugh. I said, "Well, you remember that time you want to go drink beer?" He said, "Oh, man, just get over here, man." I said, "My boy came to me on break time, let's go drink beer." I said, "What? Beer? You crazy?" So, I mean, those are the differences we face in our societies, man. They're two different societies. In Liberia, people get up and say, "Yeah, that break time, let's go drink beer, let's go have one or two beer and stuff like that." But you can't do it in certain countries. For all of us who are in Liberia, plenty of us will get dismissed. Plenty, Sam. Plenty. We indisciplined. We complain too much on the job. We want to take all kind of breaks. We got all kind of excuses. They fire you in a heartbeat. We can't hear you. Talk. I can't hear you. You muted. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, you getting me now?
Yes.
I'm saying you visit most of the workplaces in Liberia, especially the women. You find them polishing their nails. They will leave a job. Liberians do real work. At the Ministry of Finance, we had a force with them, and at the back your office area, they closed that whole place because they watch movies whole day on the computer and not working. But
Yeah,
people can leave job.
but why you think Standard Weatherspoon is in trouble? The guy for Spoon TV. All the people you get fake degrees to and fake diploma to, They go on the people job, they go fix their nails.
Yeah.
They get an assignment to do, they leave the assignment, they go in the bathroom, go watch TV, go talk on the phone, talking to their boyfriend and things like that. And these things, these people are unprofessional. You can't put them to mind other people. These people have no job discipline. They come to work, they won't work like in Liberia, they come to work late
Mm-hmm.
early. You can't do that in this country. You can't do that. They will fire you. You know?
Librarians are lazy.
Some people can get away with it though, Sam. But
Mm-hmm.
you gotta know the system. Some guys here, they get sick, they go off, they stay 9, 10 months. 9, 10 months, man, they come out to work. Can you imagine that long vacation? Just chill out, stay home, watch TV, eat all you can eat, then they come back to work fat. They gotta lose all that weight. They're not put on weight. People do it too. People beat the system here. Some guys that catch them, they've been getting pension for years. They're not supposed to be getting pension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know the Arab guys smarter than us, man. Us Africans. You see, us Africans, especially like us Liberians, we come here to get education to go home. So in the old days, our people used to always tell us, bring your age down so we can get into good colleges. Because everything for school, you go by age. When you're certain age, they say, oh, you're too old for this college, go to English for English as a secondary language, or go to do this and GED. You will not be able to go through the mainstream educational system.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us will start school late because of our educational system. Like my family, in my household, nobody started education until you're 6 years old. Because my mom then believed that you have to reach a certain age to start learning, then perhaps education good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So nobody start. You see, our old people have systems. Like
Mm-hmm.
law school. You couldn't just get out of college and go to law school in the olden days in Liberia. No. You you do your college. You couldn't just graduate from university and go to law school and use after grad school of law. You couldn't do that. You graduated from you were too young. You graduated from college. You got to come abroad and get your master's. Then you go back to Liberia before you can go into law school. So we had most of these men graduated from law school had hair growing all under their chin and over here in their ear area. They were old. They were Kwaku old men. So we were one of the few guys that changed it. Guys that Cyril Allen, myself, we were the young guys that came straight from university, went straight to law school. So we're a new breed of Liberian lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
But in the olden days, you were too young, my man. Look, I would not accept you in law school or that. You got to have some graduate degree before you come back. They believe that law was for people who were wise. You had to be wise. You had to understand life. So they believe when you graduate from and get your BA or BS degree, you're too young to go to law school. Go get your master's degree, come back, and you decide to go to law school, then you mature enough to enter law school. Because law was a course that dealt with people's lives. It was separate profession. It's not something to play with. We got to deal with the government. And secondly, when our lawyer wanted to represent the French people, with Guinea people, with the French people who had Guinea and Alaric, we lost a lot of land. We lost a lot of land because they went there thinking that the French and the Guinea people, they knew French. So everything the people were saying, they were saying, oui, bon, oui, bon. And the people in French, they were saying, okay, we'll take, parlez-vous, they call it this part of the land for us. They said, oui, bon. They tried to,
all right.
yeah. That's why after that, they made it compulsory for us to learn French in Liberia. You remember? We had French. You can't graduate from no school until you do some French. You had to learn French because Our people went and sold the land for wee bonbon. Talk about yes, good.
They so unknowing it.
Yeah, acting like they know French. And the French people say, voulez-vous take this part of the land for us? They say, hey, oui, bonbon. Yeah, voulez-vous take it. So when they come to find people say, we're going to take this land, we're going to take that land, we're going to extend our boundary. When you look, we lost all the land, man. Liberia used to be a box before. When you look, the French people came and took the dip. The other people took the slice on our side and would just say, oui, bonbon, oui, bonbon, good. It was smiling, yeah. So after that,
But they were crazy going to a meeting with French people and they didn't carry interpreter.
hey, don't pretty sure they're smart. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know having no meeting, but they dip us bad. After that, they passed a law, everybody gonna learn French in the country. And we still didn't learn the French was a free course.
And we are not even learning French because I mean
That's a free course.
I started doing I mean we didn't learning French.
French teacher
We're not serious to learn French.
French teacher food to fail you. Any French teacher food to fail you? Your
No, I mean they will always pass you.
Their food to fail you. That bigger than French country.
French country, the first thing.
You fail my son in French, I'm coming to get your ass. All the
in some schools, French are major subject.
Yeah, but you know, the people don't still know French, man. What kind of French? Now you go talk French. We all knew the French teacher be drinking with the French teacher, sitting there talking with giving the man girlfriend or French teacher will fail you. French teacher food will fail you. Food the French say. Well, yeah. I said, I love you. Voulez-vous parler français? Oui, bonbon, voulez-vous? Yeah. You got A. You can't say voulez-vous, you got C. Nobody can get D. You get A, you get C. But they give you D, your mom and pop coming to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, fuck that. Because they want to see red on your car.
French teacher give you D? What? That life is danger. Few students really like French. I know one or two girls, maybe were into that French class. They used to be talking to French with the teacher. Parlez with français. And we all just looking at them. The teacher come in the class, they're talking, conversing in French. And those girls really learn that thing, man. But the rest of us, man, we're just there for the grades, man. Just give me a little B, a little C, a little Yeah, you got it. Why? You give me D? My mom will come visit you. My pop will visit you. Give me D. Shit.
I can't remember feeling in French.
But I want to tell you, son, whoever feeling French.
Yeah.
Hey,
free grade, that's all. Yeah, we know French. So you're free grade.
I'm a free grade. Man. Oh, that one course who was doing law school accounting. Oh, I was supposed to give people shit in law school, man. You doing law? What you want to do accounting for?
Well, Lord, going to do accounting.
As a teacher, the BC law with a law student too. Oh Lord, some of the faculty intervene. Say, man, these students at law school, they know this calculus and all in school. Because you had to do accounting. They say when your clients come to you, you got to learn how to do your clients' accounting. Or what kind of accounting? The accounting we used to do a different from the accounting as students. Because our principal, we never did accounting in college, in high school. Now we all do something French. You kidding me? It wasn't French. Accounting in law school is the French. Oh Lord. Oh, education in Liberia is tough.
Yeah. It's very tough. You got to pack all the subject in one brain.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know.
Second schools, you got to hear from. You really got to understand the complexity of the society, the education, everything. You ain't gonna make it, man.
Mhm.
You ain't gonna make it. Education not easy. Getting a bachelor degree is not easy. It's not easy, my man. Whether you
And
you got to take off your hat to anybody who get a bachelor degree. It's not easy. You know, from the frustration you go through, my man. Some teachers,
yeah, especially in Africa here.
some courses so
Yeah.
boring. Some teachers don't know how to teach. Then you got some teachers again, man, that'll make this course so interesting. You want to teach you in every course. You sit in their classes, you feel empowered to learn. Then you go
Yeah,
to
you're on a good instructor.
then you go to the other class, man, you just want to fall asleep all day. They got talking some kind of shit you don't understand. You know? Then you want to fail you too. You want to fail you too.
Mhm.
College harder.
So this time, most of the students and the teachers they get assignment. Assignment. They don't want to teach. They give assignment to the students.
So
Assignment. You get a
they don't teach.
most they don't teach. They get assignment.
Oh,
Pamphlet.
that's not fair.
For the research. Yeah, so.
It's not fair.
But the university now, like, bro, it's just a mess,
It's
bro.
not fair. Because when I was in school,
Yeah.
I hardly read, man. I hardly read. You gotta force me to read. But when we go to class, I listen to the lecture.
Cool lecturer.
I get all my
You
lecture,
take in.
take notes from the lecture,
Mhm.
take my notes. But to go sit down and read, some are not bred to read. You want to go play
And
soccer.
you can learn better on a good instructor than to go and read. Yes,
Yes,
man, in a experience.
yes. I had some good teachers, man, that would lecture and really teach you. You wouldn't have to even read the book. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, older you gotta read the book. But that way it's good in high school to start learning how to read.
The
For our
foundation.
to encourage people how to read. It's good to carry homework home, but you got to come in class and teach too. You can't just leave that. Other people could copy work. People work for them, and they bring it. People could steal, go plagiarize. If you don't check the work good, the student will never know that you can't plagiarize. You can't go and
Mm.
take other people's work and say that your work. They will never know it. Then in life, when they become big shots and things like that, then they start plagiarizing other people's work and getting in trouble for it. It brings shit and disgrace to the country, to the school that they create.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And that's why it's important for you people to know these kind of things that you got to respect other people's work. It's not for
You gotta
you.
be independent. You want to take some of that work
Yeah, you got
as
to,
yours. You gotta be independent. Yeah.
not only independent, you got to respect that person took time and effort to do their work.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go take it for yourself. You got to put your own time and effort. You can borrow from it. That's what they say. You can paraphrase. You can borrow.
Yeah, research. Yeah, you can do it.
That's what research is. You can look for things and borrow, but you can't put the identical words the person.
Yeah, good word. Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that. That laziness. Find your own words, but use the person's ideas. But you put it in your own words. If the man said John killed Peter, don't say John killed Peter. You can say John murdered Peter. Or
Peter was murdered by John.
John, change the
Yeah, paraphrase. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta change the thing around. You can't just change things from the book. That listeners, that one a real listener, you can't even paraphrase the thing.
Mm.
You're so lazy you can't paraphrase it.
Yeah.
So that what they protect people work from stealing. And this one we don't understand in Liberia. Sam, our hour is up. Close. Let's go.
Yeah.
We've been talking too long. Close.
We hope next week will be fresh, and with some important news. Okay, the weekend is kind of cool and quiet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So take care of yourself, bro.
All right. Take care, you too.
I hope you enjoy the show, my people.
Man, greeting to the mom.
Yeah, take care, bro. I hope you enjoy the show. We're just kicking it around, talking. Life is hell, man. Life is not easy. So I see you Monday. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly, man. Okay? Bye-bye. Ah.